Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing the testing and test rides as we do every single week. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start with the Zentorno. This is the podium vehicle this week. It doesn't look like this, but you could get it to look, let's say it look better if it's from the podium. Anyway, let's test this thing out. So for a car that's 9 years old, I still like this car to this day. I still think it's a nice looking car, but I will give it this one little tiny flaw. It doesn't take corners awesomely, but it does take corners alright. I'll give it the alright, but I still think it could be better if you upgrade it. Like, if you upgrade it, maybe it would be better, but would I recommend this car? Yeah, I would. I would absolutely recommend this car, because honestly, this is my favourite. And who knows, it could even be useful, because it doesn't have a window on the back, so maybe it gives you more bullet protection. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I would still recommend this car. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the Jugular, the Ocelot Jugular. And it's a sports car, and it's a prize ride. Okay, so this is the Ocelot Jugular. Let's take this thing for a test drive. Okay guys, so I think this car performs pretty well because I drove it without a scratch. Anyway, would I recommend this car? Yes, I would. It turns well, I like the way it handles, it brakes well, it just takes everything well. I would absolutely recommend this car. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the Rapid GT Classic Sports Classic car. Okay, so this is the Rapid GT Classic. Yeah. Anyway, let's test this thing out. Okay, so to be very honest, I don't really think this car performs very well around corners. I know I didn't crash at all, but no, I don't think this car performs very well because I felt like I was really close to the edge, and I don't really think that's what you want in a car. So I'd say no, this car doesn't perform very well, but it does look alright. It does look alright. I will give it that. I probably would buy it, but not right away. It wouldn't be something I would want to buy. But would I recommend you get it? Probably not. I'll be very honest. No, I wouldn't recommend it, but let's move on to the next one, which will be the Greenwood. And it's a muscle car. Great. Okay, I'm already going to say no, but let's just test drive it anyway. Okay, could I recommend this? Definitely not, because I just don't like muscle cars, okay? So, no, I could not recommend this car. Let's move on to the next one, which is GT's Force, or the Force GT. Might not be how it's pronounced, but let's just move on to it anyway. Okay, so we've got the Florge, the Fleur GT. I don't know if it's pronounced right, but let's just move on to the test ride. It's very important that we test ride this vehicle. Okay, so I'm not even going to say the name of this car, but do I recommend it? I don't know. It depends if you like it for its looks, really. I would say no if you don't like the looks, but I would say yes if you do like the looks, because this thing doesn't. I don't think it really takes corners all that well. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not. It's not good either. You know, it's like kind of in the middle, kind of like the Santoro before, but. Yeah, I would say buy it if you like the looks of it. And it could possibly make the car look even better than it already is. I like the look of it, but let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the Vissalon, which is a supercar and part of the luxury test rides this week. Even though you can't test ride them, but I will do it anyway. Okay, so this is a Vissalon supercar, luxury place where you can go get it if you want to take a look at it. But we're going to test drive this thing. Let's see how it performs. Okay, so I like this way it performs, I like the way it looks, I like the way it turns. Buy it, I would recommend it. If you want to get it, that is. If you can't afford it, then don't bother, but yeah. Anyway, I would recommend this car. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the SC1. Okay, so this is the SC1 supercar. Like the other one we just did, you can find this at the luxury test ride thing, even though you can't test ride it, but I'm just going to show you myself. So let's move on to the test ride, shall we? Okay guys, so I like the way the SC1 looks, but I don't like the way the SC1 takes corners. But yeah, it looks alone, I like it, so I'd say buy it because of the looks, but for performance wise, it's probably not your best car. It's not gonna take corners, sharp corners very well, because you know it kind of goes out a little bit. Anyway, yeah, let's move on to the next one, which is gonna be the routine. I can't pronounce it, but let's just move on. Okay, so this is the Rune. I can't pronounce it, but we're gonna try and test ride it anyway. So let's take this thing out for a spin. Okay, so no, no. You're not gonna buy this car. I forbid you to buy this car. You're not allowed to buy this car. It is horrible. Okay, let's just move on to the next one, which is gonna be another muscle car, which you guys know how I feel about muscle cars. It's called the Impaler, so let's move on to that one. Okay, so now we've got the Impaler muscle car, and I'm not sure where this one is. I'm pretty sure it might be at Simeon's place, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's test ride this thing. No, just no. The only place this car belongs is under a fire heat with the Journey 2. Anyway, no, I would not recommend this car because I just don't like muscle cars at all. I think it deserves to be in the burning heat with the Journey 2. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. It's gonna be a sports car, so let's get on to that now. Okay, so this is the Flash GT. We're gonna test drive this thing out. It's a sports car. I can't quite remember where you find it. I think it's at somebody else's place, but let's just test drive this thing. Okay, so would I recommend this car? Yeah. I mean, on roads they don't really take corners very well, but I think this is more of a dirt car, really. A car that really needs to go off-road for it to be really useful. But yes, I would recommend this car. I think it's a rally car, but yeah, I would recommend it. It looks good, it performs well, and yeah, I'd say buy it. I'd say buy the car, it looks alright. Okay, I would already say buy it because I like the look of the car. But let's just test drive this thing anyway. So I'll be honest with the performance. It didn't really take the first few quarters well, but once I got driving again, the car was alright. I still like the way this thing looks. This car looks amazing. Yes, I'd recommend it for its looks, but for its performance, maybe not. But I still think this car performs well as well. I don't think this car is terrible. This car's definitely not terrible, but the car is old, it's really old, probably just as old as the Xantoro. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this car for all the veterans of GTA Online. Maybe not for like the people that just got the game last year. Maybe avoid this one because you know it's quite an old car, and I don't know if you like the old cars in the game. I say go for it, but I would say go for it because I like the car, and I honestly own two of them. Might even own a third. But let's move on to the last vehicle of the day, and then I'm gonna add a bonus in there. But the next one's going to be the Sentinel X. Whoever mentioned Sentinel X is, well, Sentinel. But still, let's test drive this thing out, see how it performs, and I'll tell you what I think about it. Okay, so I don't mind the way this thing looks, but I don't really like the way it performs around corners. I mean, you're gonna have to brake quite a bit for this car to be good. You're not gonna win this car in any races, so I don't know. I'd say yes, buy it because I like the way it looks, but other than that, you're not really missing out on a whole lot. Now, the bonus vehicle is going to be the Z-Type, so let's move on to that now. The bonus vehicle is the Z-Type. I only want to try test drive this car because I'm thinking of getting it to put it in my 50 car garage. So let's test this thing out and I'll tell you what I think about it. See if it's worthy of going into my 50 car garage. Okay, so quick note, bonus vehicles are just going to be occasional, okay? They're not going to be a thing in the future. I just wanted this to be a bonus vehicle so I can tell you what I thought about it and if it's going to go in my 50 car garage. And I'm happy to say that it is going in my 50 car garage. I like the way this thing looks, performs, and all the rest. This car may have taken corners a little bit worse, but to be honest, this thing even looks like a heavy car. Kind of like the Vigilante, but this car is a heavy car. So, yeah, I would probably say buy it, but don't make it a necessity, okay? Don't think this car is worth buying until, like, for example, we have all the other necessities in the game, like the Casino Heist, the KO Heist, the Doomsday Heist, every heist in the game, the Vigilante, plus maybe the Buzzard and the Sparrow. But that's about it. That's all I can think of. That's all the necessities you need. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Anyway, yeah, I'd say buy it, but not straight away. Anyway, let's wrap up the video for the day. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye!